All right, so welcome. This is our new consultant training, and we're going to talk about booking and coaching. Let me just share the definition of booking because that is Mary Kay's. That is our terminology to schedule appointments. And nothing happens until somebody sells something, and we can't sell something until we schedule an appointment. And then the other flip side of this is going to be about coaching, because booking gets it, and then coaching keeps it. Okay, does that make sense? So we're going to book to schedule the appointment, and then we're going to do the phone work and the prep work to be able to keep the appointments on our books. And in Mary Kay, we have a system. So I'm going to pull up some stats, and then I'm going to share with you. I'm going to share with you like the thinking behind and some scripts that you can use for booking. And right here, oh, it's the wrong one. All right. So I want you to know that when we schedule appointments, so the very first thing you're going to want to do as a new business owner is to make your pretend wedding list. And that is to make a list of every single person that you know that has skin. That means go through your entire phone contacts. That means go through your Facebook and your social media contacts. And here is what I don't want you to do. A lot of times we have a tendency to make two lists. And so the first list is, hello, hey Jen, how are you? The first list is the list that we think is the safe list, okay? So what do I mean by the safe list? We think that is the people that will support us. And then we have a tendency that we might have what we would call a chicken list, okay? And what would the chicken list be? Anybody want to tell me what they think the chicken list might be?
I have no clue.
The chicken list is the person in your contact list that you think has it all together and that would intimidate you. And I would like to label her the scary person. Okay? Like somebody that you know, maybe it could be a friend of yours, and maybe she's the vice president of something, or anyways, it's the person who intimidates us, all right? So here is what I want you to know. Some of the people on your safe list will not want to play ball, or maybe will not book with you, or doesn't want anything to do with Mary Kay. And then maybe the person on your chicken list has really been praying for a new opportunity. And maybe it looks like her life is all put together, but she's like literally dying on the inside. And maybe she's the person that has been praying for a new circle or something positive in her life. Like, we never know. So my request to you is to, number one, do not make two lists, do not prejudge, and just put everybody down. All right? Because our job is, think of it this way. I was always taught that just like Cinderella, you know, when Cinderella lost her shoe, then the prince went out. Hello, Pilar. The prince went out and got his prince guys, I don't even know what they're called, and they went from house to house, right? And they had the shoe, and they said, you know, does the shoe fit? Does the shoe fit? Does the shoe fit? So their job was, it was just to present the shoe, right? It wasn't their job to make the shoe fit. Their only job was to present the shoe to see if it was a match. And so in Mary Kay, we have the most amazing product, and we have the most amazing opportunity. And so if you are sold out on this product and you are sold out on this opportunity, then it's going to come across in your conversations. But we're going to learn to work a system, because when we work a system, you take the emotion out of your equation. And when you take the emotion out of your equation, then you're in control of your paycheck. Okay, so I'm going to say that one more time. When we work a system and we work the numbers and we work with, when we work that system and we say, okay, we're going to work the system and we're not going to work from emotion, but we're just going to work from discipline, then you are in control of your paycheck. Okay, and I'm going to pull some stuff up on my screen so y'all can see. I have a booking email that I can send out to everybody, and we're going to walk through that, and then I will email it out to each of you. But I want you to know, and I will share this as well, that these are actual sales statistics. So sometimes we say, okay, we're going to invite somebody, and maybe they don't, I like to call it crickets. Like you text somebody, you call someone, and then you hear crickets. Like there's like nothing. And so sometimes we have a tendency to say, okay, they're not interested. But you know what? We live in a crazy, crazy busy world right now. And it's not that they're not interested. Maybe they got really busy, or they overlooked their text, or something happened, or they were out of town. So this is the source, is from the National Sales Executive Association. 48% of salespeople never follow up with a prospect. So maybe you met someone in the grocery store. So literally almost half of the salespeople never follow up with a prospect. 48% of people never follow up with a prospect. 25% of salespeople make a second contact and stop. They make 2 contacts. That's it. 2 contacts. 12% of the salespeople only make 3 contacts and stop. 3. So 12% of the salespeople, only 12% make 3 contacts and stop, and only 10% of the salespeople make more than 3 contacts. 10%. Okay. 2% of the sales, and that could be 2% of the bookings, are made on the first contact. 3% of the sales, 3% of the bookings are made on the second contact. 5% of the sales are made on the third contact. 10% of the sales and 10% are booked on the fourth contact. And 80% of the sales, 80% of your bookings are made on the 5th to the 12th contact. And literally only 5% of the people make 5 or more sales attempts. So what did you hear from that? Anybody?
That the more attempts you make, the most likely you're going to be able to, get that customer. And then once you get them, they're most likely going to be recurring customers back to you.
Yeah. So here's what I want you to know. If you make 1 phone call, invite 1 person, that is only 2%, or out of 2. If you made, 10 calls, 2% is like if you made 10 calls and that's 2%, like that's nobody's going to respond back to you. So we just need to, so I'm going to teach you a system today that's going to give you peace. And let me pull this up on my screen. Give me 1 second. Booking, let me go over here. Booking scripts. All right. Let's see. Okay. New consultant. Okay. Let me preview this. Okay, now let me go back and let me find where y'all are so I can see you, because I don't know where it went. This is, oh, there it is. Okay, share my screen. Ooh, I got a lot open on my screen. Okay, so can y'all see this?
Yes.
Okay, so your challenge is to book. Okay, so you want to book 8 or you want to book 10? Okay, why do we say we want to book 8 and 10? We want to book 8 and 10 because half of our bookings are going to not hold. So if you just know that half of the appointments that you hold will not, half of the people that you book will not hold, that doesn't mean that they cancel forever. That means that they can be rescheduled. So what is a Frank's list? A Frank's list, if you think about it, F is for your friends and family. So you can write down everybody that you know with friends and family. R is for referrals. So maybe you work with some guys and maybe they can refer their moms, their sisters, their wives, their aunts, referrals. And then when we start to play the referral game at a party, you're going to get referrals from that. A is acquaintances. Maybe it's somebody that you went to high school with and they popped into your mind and maybe you haven't talked to them in 15 years. Like literally, if you sit down, I was always taught to do a power hour and to pray for God to give you the wisdom and discernment and place the people on your heart and mind, and then pick up the phone and then call them. We're going to talk today about how in today's environment that we literally text, and you're probably going to text more people than you actually talk to on the phone, and that's just the world that we live into today. And N is neighbors, K is kids connections, and S is services. So where do you do business? You know, where do you get your nails done? Where do you go to the dry cleaners? Do you have a favorite restaurant? So the people that you spend money with, just know this, you want them to spend money with you. If you're going to spend money with them, then I expect them to spend money with me. And if they're not going to spend money with me, then maybe I need to go find a place that is going to go spend money with me. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So on here, we're writing, I'm going to send this to you. Here's just a list, a little tickler list of who checks you out at the grocery store, your doctor's office, who leads the PTA. So you guys are going to do a brain dump if you have not already done this. And if you've already started a list, maybe when you get this email, you will literally think of more people. So you want like a running list. You could get a spiral notebook if a spiral notebook works for you. And yes, yay! Elizabeth got her spiral notebook. And it's thin. You can keep it with you and you can keep adding people to your list. When you get an email from me, if a link is underlined, that link is linked to a PDF document. So just know that when you get a link like this, and if I click this, who would I sell to? It's going to go ahead and it's going to pull up a PDF document that you can literally go in and print out if you want to. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so now we're going to go back. Now here is a weekly plan sheet. So I'm going to pull it up here so we can see it big. Oh, this one, let me not do that one because that one's, I don't know how to flip it. Okay. All right. So a weekly plan sheet. On here, the weekly plan sheet, when you see it, I'll pull it up. Let's see, where's my weekly, here's my weekly plan sheet. Can I flip it? I don't know how to flip it. Okay. So if you look over here, it says Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and it's from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. So just know Mary Kay always said that 9 to 9 is people time. That is what I was always taught, is 9 to 9 is people time. And we want to schedule. So you're going to go back here, and if you see this right here, there is let me see if I can blow up my screen. These are the colors that I use, and you don't have to use those colors, okay? But this is just my colors. So I'm going to put in when I'm going to wake up, when I'm going to do my prayer time, when I'm going to do my devotions, when I'm going to exercise. So for me, anything that connects me to God, I think blue is heaven. That's just mine. And so I'm going to go in, and you don't have to. This is not an art lesson. But I would just draw like a line through it, or you can color it all in. You can, however you want to do it. I now do my weekly plan sheet on my calendar, because my phone calendar is synced to my laptop calendar, and they all talk to one another. And I can literally color code it in my phone calendar. And when I print it out, it is color coded. Okay. So like when I was driving for carpool, if I was going to be in the car when my kids were little, and I was in the car like from 7:45 to 8:30 every morning, or if I had wake up time, I would just draw a line all the way across. And I knew that time was scheduled for family time. My red is my red hot date night. That's my time with my husband. And so, my time with my husband is typically at 9:00, Monday and Wednesday. And then I have date night on Friday. So we have our whole date night scheduled. Gray is Journey of the Broke. That could be your other job. And then what is income producing? When we talk about IPAs in Mary Kay, IPAs are income producing activities. And so what is that? That is anything that makes you money. That would be your booking calls, your times that you're set aside for booking text, you're holding your parties, your beauty experiences, your facials, when you're coaching your appointments, because we're going to talk a little bit about coaching tonight, and I'm going to give y'all some other little videos that y'all can watch. When we're calling for reorders and our customer service, or just like Elizabeth had her grand opening yesterday and she was texting everybody to thank them for coming. That is customer service. And then sharing, when we're doing a sharing call, when we're doing a coffee, that is making you money and putting money in your pocket. And pink is your success meeting. Now here's the deal. If you have brought guests to your success meeting, then that is an income producing activity. If you go there for education and training, then that is time. So on Mondays I have a director's meeting, and that I Zoom in just like what we're doing now. And so that's my pink time. That's the time that I'm going to develop me. I have my Iron Sharpens Iron accountability group that I meet with on a weekly basis. That's my pink time, because that's me developing my thinking, my leadership, my skills, all of that. So if you put product up, that's not going to make you money when your Mary Kay order comes in. And so this kind of gets a little bit about time management. There's a video here that you can link, but we're going to talk about the scripts and the options. So I really I want you to, and this is an older email that I'm going to give you some options. So I'm going to give you two options, and you all are going to select one option before you get off the phone today. So you got to know when you're available to work, okay? Just know that you can use the studio anytime that we have on the weekends, except for the second Saturday of the month. On Saturdays, every Saturday, we have a beauty experience at 10 a.m. and 2:30. On Sundays, we have a beauty experience every Sunday at 2. And then there are some Sundays that you can check the calendars. We have beauty experiences at 11. And on the second Saturday of the month, we have our new Power Up Reds event, where we're going to celebrate our star team builders and above, the people with 3 or more active team members that are in their red jacket. It's a powerful new event that launches on April the 13th. And on that day, we will have a beauty experience at the studio at 1 p.m. and one at 3:30 p.m. All right. So 1 p.m. and 3:30 p.m. And those might be changed a little bit. We might not have charcoal masks. We've got to shorten up the time, but you'll still have 2 booking times. Or you can hold your appointments at your home. You can hold your appointments at your customer's home. So before you even get on the phone, you're going to schedule your time so that you know when you can book appointments. And if you're not sure how to do that, once you put your whole life on your weekly plan sheet, you can text me a picture of it, and I will work with you and show you where you can weave Mary Kay into the fabric of your life. The next thing you've got to know is you've got to know, what are you incenting your customers and your friends and family, and why to get together with you. So you can use the 10% off for each person. So 10% off. So Susie, I get to give away 10 beauty experiences this month. And guess what? I'd love for you to have one of them. And I can let you shop at up to 50% off. And so I know it's more fun to do things with our girlfriends. So you bring one of your girlfriends, you get to shop 10% off with me. You bring 3 of your girlfriends, you get to shop 30% off with me. You bring 5 of your girlfriends, you get to shop at 50% off with me. So would you like to have a small party of 3 or 4, or a large gathering of 5 to 6, which would be best for you? Okay. So that's option number 1. So option number 2, I've changed this a little bit, is we're just going to go hide all of these because we're going to make it simple. So option number 2, and so I love that we're always learning, right? I've been in Mary Kay 22 years. So I have this rock star offspring sales director. Her name's Muriel Perez. So I learn from her. She learns from me. She's got a little bit of different thinking because she's she's in, Gen X, and I think Gen X, Gen Y, she's in Gen something. So I'm not, okay? No, I'm not. She's a millennial, whatever she is. I'm not. We're not the same thing. Okay. So I'm the older person. So, sometimes we just have to learn something new. And so I had a conversation with Muriel, and she said, Lisa, I just give everybody a $25 gift card, regardless of how many people that they bring. Okay. Now you can choose to do this or not. Or you can put a cap on it. So I'm going to give you 2 options. If you decide to use the $25 gift card, and it doesn't matter. So you could say, you know what, I have 10 beauty experiences to give away this month. And you get a $25 gift card when you share your beauty experience with 2 or more of your girlfriends. Would you like a small gathering of 3 to 4, or would you like a larger gathering of 5 to 6? So if you do it that way, I will tell you, when I did that, instead of just giving everybody a $25 gift card, and I told them that they could get their gift card when they had 2 or more people share their beauty experience with them, I actually had a higher hold ratio. And for a while, I was doing, so if you see this on any of my websites or any of our training, I would say, okay, if you bring 2 or 3 people, you can get a $25 gift card. If you bring 5 people, you can get a $50 gift card. Okay, well, when Muriel told me that she's having parties of 6 people and they're only getting $25 of free product, okay, I'm no dummy. So why would I give $50 away if she's getting 5 people there with $25 and she's not giving them any more? Okay, so I'm like, okay, well, you know what? If it works for her, it's going to work for me. So guess what? They're getting $25, and you can put that they get some extra little gifts if they bring 5 people, and then you can decide what to give them. But I just simplified everything. So those are the 2 options that we're going to do, because we're going to keep it simple. Mary Kay said KISS. Keep it simple, sweetie. All right. So 10% off or $25 gift card. All right. So then when we do our coaching, then we have goodie bags. So this just kind of shows you what's in a goodie bag. You can get a cello, just a piece of hard candy, a little lip gloss, a business card. But here's what I want you to know. A swag bag or little goodie bag is super simple. We want to give everybody who comes a little gift. And sometimes, to be honest, I'm not really fancy. I love okay, this is my non-wrapping gift, is I buy those little 6 lip glosses for $5 on section 2. And sometimes I just say, do you want a lip gloss, or do you want like a charcoal sample, or do you want this kind of sample? And I give samples of products, and I don't even wrap the lip glosses. Okay. I let them pick their color, and boom, I'm done. It costs me less than probably 80 cents. Okay, to give someone a gift. And I didn't pay for the cello bag. I didn't pay for my time or somebody else to wrap it. I didn't pay for the curling ribbon. And you know what? People walk away and they're happy. So if you know, then this is like if you were doing a goodie bag. All right. So now let's talk about scripts. But before we do, what questions? Let me unmute everybody. So I've unmuted everybody. So anybody have any questions or comments or ahas before we go? No questions? No comments? Okay. All right. So we'll go back to muting you. If you want to unmute yourself, you just go, you hit your little microphone and a little blue box pops up and you unmute yourself. So anytime I go to something that you're not sure of, then you want to unmute yourself. I mean, does that make sense? And ask me. Okay, so now, and I was redoing this because there are things called shortcuts, okay? Oh my gosh. If y'all saw how many screens I have open, you would just laugh. Okay, so we're gonna share my screen again. Now I have to go find in all my screens. Can y'all see all that? Notes, 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 parallels, Safari. I think it's on the other one. Oh, here it is. Okay. All right. Can you see this? That has a bunch of scripts. Okay. So, oh, this is not the right one. I was doing one for you guys for new. I was trying to make it. Let me see where it is. Document, new consultant text. Okay. Oh, that is it. I just didn't call it. So do y'all see where it says day 1, first and second contact text NC1? Okay. So I will tell you, in today's day and age, if you text first, that would be the very first thing, because that's how people are going to communicate. When we do text, I want you to know you want to use emojis. Okay? You want to make it look fun, and you want to sell the sizzle. So when I give this to you, you can literally copy this, and you can you can copy it when I email it to you on your phone. I think you can copy it, and then you can save it. So you'll get a sheet that shows you how to do shortcuts in your phone. And why do I say shortcuts in your phone? Because if I'm doing a text and say, here's Jennifer, and I want to send this to her, and I go and I type in a shortcut, I can type in 3 letters and the entire text will populate in the text screen. Okay? So if I say, hi, Sue, it's Jen, or let's see, Elizabeth is brand new. Hi, Sue, it's Elizabeth. How are you? I'm super excited. I just started my own business in the makeup and skincare industry by partnering with Mary Kay. I have 10 beauty experiences and $25 gift cards to give away, and you are at the top of my list. Your beauty experience is valued at over $200 and includes a hand and lip treatment, a customized facial, along with microdermabrasion and a deep pore cleanse beauty treatment. How does that sound? Would a text or phone call be better to give you the details? So if you busted out 10 or 30 of these, and here's what I've learned, and I've tested this. If you have a contact list of 50, instead of just doing 10, you might bust out all 50, because you're going to get the same percentage of responses back But if you do enough volume, you're going to get more results just because of the sheer volume. Does that make sense? And so if you did this at lunchtime and you are, your minimum goal is to do at least 10 a day. And I've been testing a new theory. And so when we learned this system, and I don't want to confuse you, but when we learned this system, we learned it to do 10 contacts day 1, 10 new contacts day 2, 10 new contacts day 3, and on day 4, go back and do day 1 text. Well, what I've been doing and getting much better results is I've been doing a massive amount, maybe 50 to 100 text on Monday. And then on Wednesday, I'm not waiting 4 days. On Wednesday, I'm going back and doing all of my day 2 text and calls. And then on Friday, going to do all my day 5. So whichever works better in your time management is totally cool with me. So say I did all of my text at lunchtime, and that night I had scheduled, and if based on your time management, you may decide you do 10 a day. I'll let you choose. And then you would call them that night and leave a message. Hey, Susie, this is Lisa. I left you a text message earlier today and wanted to make sure you received it. I'm so excited to give you one of my $25 gift cards. If it's easier, you can respond to my text. I know you're busy. If I don't hear from you, I'll follow up with you in a couple of days. So here's the thing. If you make 10 phone calls, you're probably only going to talk to 1, maybe 2 people. That's it. That's statistically the number of people that you'll actually have a conversation with. All right. So then if you don't hear back from so we'll just say you don't hear back, and then we'll go to the one that you do hear back. So then on the second contact, because we've got a tracking sheet that you're going to track these on, and I'll show you that in a minute. Then you can say, then you could call and you could take it, so if you're going to call 10 people, and if you literally leave a 1-minute message, that's like 10 minutes. And if you talk to 1 or 2 people, you could literally make your phone calls in 20 to 30 minutes and bust it out and be done with it. Okay, does that make sense? Then if you did that on your lunch hour, then you could go in the nighttime, and I'm going to give you some options on how to manage your time. You could send this back. So I have 2 different texts. So I have one that would be my shortcut that says new consultant 2A, and you could either do it 2, and you could, whichever one you like. So option number 1 is, hey Sue, it's Lisa checking back in. I left you a quick voicemail. If I didn't hear back from you and wanted to make sure you listened, so don't miss out on your $25 gift card. I can't wait to give you the details. Now, if you're Pilar, okay, and or Adriana, and all of their friends will never in a million years ever listen to their voicemails, then you're going to use text option number 2. And that's, hey Sue, this is Lisa with Mary Kay. And if they're your friends, you just say, hey, this is Lisa. Okay, so we'll change this. Hey, it's Lisa. And I reached out to you a couple of days ago. I'm editing my scripts from what I use. But I didn't want you to miss, and haven't heard from you. Okay, we'll just, don't y'all love this? And haven't heard back. Okay. And we'll just put this like this. Y'all, okay, I'm so glad y'all love me. And I didn't want you to miss out on your free ultimate pampering package and $25 gift card. Remember, you can share your pampering session with up to 5 girlfriends, and your prize package is valued at over $200. Just text me back and let me know if you prefer weekends, weekdays, and I can get you scheduled. Okay? So for Pilar, her people are never going to listen to a voicemail. So she's going to use text number 2, because you know your friends, right? And if your friends listen to their voicemail, you want them to hear your voice. Does that make sense? And it is important that we do both, because I will tell you there are so many times that I have left a voice, I have called someone, I've texted them, and then I left them a voicemail, and then they texted me back after they listened to my voice. Does that make sense? Because now we're a real person and we're not some scary robot. And we have different texts for people who we don't know. This would be for your friends and family to book them. Okay, so now we still hear crickets. Okay, so here's option number 3 on. Okay, so we haven't heard from them. We called them Monday, Wednesday, now we're back to Friday. Or now you're doing the day 1, day 4, day 7 text, okay? And so option number 1 is, hey, Sue, it's Lisa again. I just wanted to follow up one last time regarding your $25 gift card I have from you. If I don't hear back, I'm going to assume you're super busy and want me to give it to someone else. I'll follow up with you in a few months if I have any specials that come up. Do you know how many times people reach out to me when you go, oh my gosh, they're taking it away? Okay. Or you can do option 2. And it says, hi, Sue. One last check-in. It's Lisa with Mary Kay, or if it's your girlfriend, it's Lisa. And I've reached out to you a few times, and I know how crazy life can be, but I didn't want you to miss out on your free pampering session and gift card. Text me back if you'd like to redeem it. Thanks. Okay. So we have a tracking form, and I'm going to show you where to put the tracking form. So if you go up here and at any point in time, she responds that she's interested, we're going to go to the follow-up text. Okay, so out beside here, this would be what I would put, NCFU1, and it's not, this is follow-up, by the way. Okay, so just, that's my own thinking. I don't go to the dirty side, so don't go to the dirty side. Okay, and, okay, so, and why in shortcuts in an iPhone, and I'm not sure how it is with an Android, but every time if I said NEW, see, like new consultant, every time I typed new, that short code would pop into my text box. So I don't want to use vowels because I don't want it to come every time I type the word new. Does that make sense? Because it makes me crazy. So if she said she's interested, I would say, great, your pampering session is totally free for you and your guest, and it's an honor to celebrate you. We'll customize skin care for each person, plus you'll be treated to a deep pore cleanse and charcoal mask beauty treatment, along with a 5 minutes to fabulous glamour look. Would you prefer a weekday, weeknight, or weekend? And, okay, y'all can modify this however you want. So we want to keep our text short, and we want to do multiple, because if it's long, they're not going to read it. So you can edit this if you're only going to do stuff at the studio or if you're going to do it at your house. And you get to choose if you want to have your session at your home or at the Dream Studio, which is very close. Or you could say at your home, my home, or the Dream Studio. And then we want to say, I found most women love this, doing this experience with girlfriends. So you get a swag bag of free products and samples in addition to your gift card for having 5 people join you. I just need them to be 18 or older and not have a Mary Kay consultant. All right. So once you select a date and time, I'll make a cute invite for you. I'm going to show y'all where in a minute to go onto my Facebook where you can get the invites. So if you haven't already installed it, everybody wants to install Pic Collage. Okay. And I'm going to give you backgrounds, and I'm going to give you a way that you can really install. Once you have this and you create one invite, then you can easily modify it and change it for different people. And once you have the shell, if you want to change backgrounds, you can easily change backgrounds. So once she tells me she likes the invite, I send her this text that says, can you send the pic invite? Now we're into coaching, and text below to your friends and family. So I'm going to give you 2 options to do this. I create a Google Doc, and I will tell you, I get more responses back using a Google Doc than I do having them text my name and number to somebody. Don't ask me why. It's super easy. And so here's what you're going to do. You're going to go into Google and you're going to Google how to create a Google form. Or you can go into YouTube and you can go how to create a Google form. And somebody somewhere has created a 5-minute YouTube video that will tell you how to create a Google form. And I would say you can look at my Google form, and I just found somebody else's Google form, and then I went in and I copied hers, okay, and modified it with some, and so it's super easy to do, and I'm going to empower you to figure out how to do your own Google forms. So once I do that, I send her this, and this is the text that she's going to send to her friends and family. It says, "Hey friend, I'm super excited. I've been gifting a pamper package for myself and 5 friends from Mary Kay. I know how much, you know how much I love you. So you're one of my 5. Part of the package is you get a customized swag bag with some fun products in it. Can you fill out the quick survey so my beauty consultant, Lisa, Jen, can customize yours with products you'll love?" And then I send her my Google form, okay? And then what happens is when you get a Google form, when she fills out the Google form, I have it saved on my phone and saved on my computer, that when I go into that, it's linked to my account, and I can click responses, and then I'll show you all in a minute where a little icon is that pulls it up on an Excel spreadsheet. And so I have everybody's information in one spot, and that's how I do my pre-profiling now. And then once everybody's done that, I will literally text each person that's going to the party, and I'll say, "Oh my gosh, I'm so excited." Let me find one in my phone, and I'll put this in here. I'm putting all of this together. Let's see. Oh, hold on. Okay. Let's see, who just had a party? Jackie. Okay, so what I said was, "Hey Sue, it's Lisa with Mary Kay, and I'm Jackie's beauty consultant." And I'll put this in the thing. "Thank you for filling out the Google Doc and your RSVP. I look forward to pampering you and putting a smile on your face." Oh, I can share that with y'all. Now, do you know why I like to do? Okay, let me stop that share. Okay, let me share here. So this is this. Can you see my text right here where it says, "Hey Brianna, it's Lisa with Mary Kay, and I'm Jackie's beauty consultant." Can y'all see that? Okay, thank you for your filling out the Google Doc and your RSVP. I look forward to pampering you and put a smile on your face tomorrow at 11. I'm going to have you try the new Miracle Set 3D. The results are amazing. You can check out the new Mary Kay at my website. Now, why do I want to give her my website? Because I'm already starting to sell her by her going to my website and checking out the new Mary Kay. Does that make sense? And like she can price it, she can know what she's doing. Then I send this little picture of faces of someone who's used this in less than a week, so she can see the differences in their skin of what she's going to get. And then I send her right here my my picture, so that she knows I'm a real person. And everybody can make their own little business card. And like Jen, we've taken some really great pictures of you at the studio, and if you don't have them, I have them saved in my phone. You can literally crop just a picture, and you can go in and you can use any background on Pic Collage and make your own little business card. And so I've seen all different kinds. Okay, and then after we meet with them, we'll give them another text to thank them and have them fill out a survey and listen to. And so if you have enough time, I have another text that I'm layering her before she ever even comes to a party, and that includes the hostesses, and that includes the guest. And what that will look like is basically it says, I'm excited. We are doing a challenge in my unit. And if you would be willing to watch this 5-minute video, then your name is going to go into a drawing for $100 of Mary Kay. And I'd love to have you be introduced to the company and what we're all about. And it's a 4 or 5 minute marketing video that is going to layer her. So if I know that she's in her 20s, I'm going to send her Jordan's video. And if I know that she's in her 40s or 30s, depending on her age, then I'll send her Roya's 5-minute video. So I have both of them saved, and they both come, all the surveys come to me. So when I get your surveys, then I can send them to you, and you know who's been layered and who's already watched it. Does that make sense? So if we layer them before they get to the beauty experience, they know a little bit about our company. It breaks down those stereotypes that some of us have, and you're already layering her to become a Mary Kay business owner. Does that make sense? Okay. So I feel like I've just thrown up all over y'all. Okay. So when you take that, you can share with me your aha. So when we're booking it, there are times in today's environment, I want y'all to know that I have never had a live conversation with a guest. When you're booking your friends and family, you know the people in your life who never pick up the phone, and you are going to do this all via text, right? If there's someone in your family and they're not ever going to answer their phone, you might leave them a message, but you know that you're going to text them, and then you know your circle that are going to listen, and they're going to book, and they're going to talk on the phone because they're old school and they talk on the phone. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. All right. And then there's the people that we meet. Like I just coached and confirmed my faces for Thursday night. And I met her honoring professional working women with roses. And I have not had a phone conversation with her. Okay. And chances are I'm not going to. And she will fill out the Google Doc. Her guests will fill out the Google Doc, and they'll all arrive, and there you have it. Is that crazy? But that's the world that we live in. And so here's what I have to here's what we have to do. We have to be willing to meet the people where we are. I would rather have a conversation with someone and get to know them before a party. But you know what? Probably 80% of the people that I book, I'll never talk to if I don't know them. That's just the way it is. So we embrace technology, and if you'll create and learn how to do all the shortcuts, does that make sense? And have these programs, then your life becomes really easy. And so the beautiful thing about this is then we keep a tracking. And this is where your systems have to be super tight, because if your systems aren't tight and you're trying to do tracking logs, oh my goodness. Then if you don't have a good tracking log, you're going to make yourself literally stinking crazy. And there's a bunch of scripts that you can get with that it's going to have, like, scripts for warm chat, for cold leads. Let me share my screen one more time. So like here, and this is just like one of them, and I have multiple, but this document is like, if this says cold leads for someone who's won something, warm chat scripts, new consultant scripts, seasoned consultants calling friends and family, referrals from customers, booking bonus ideas with referrals. Okay. So you'll have access to these. Does that make sense? So you'll have lots of scripts to use, and you'll be able to do that. Okay, now I'm going to show you some tracking forms. Okay. So you could be a bubble person or you can be a box person. So I'll give you two choices because you know what? We all have different personalities, and whichever floats your boat, you get to use. So here is the bubble person. So this would be, think of it this way. Where's my pointer? Pointer, annotate. Okay, here's my pointer. Okay, y'all see can you see my pointer?
Yes.
Okay, so this right here, 1 and 2, this would be like the first day 1 attempt right here. And these two would be the second attempt, and then this would be the third attempt. All right, but that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember, 80% of the people go to 80% of the sales goes to 10% of the people who make 5 or more attempts. So call, text is your 5 attempts. Does it make sense? All right, now I'll show you a box. So if you're a box person, let's see. And then there's lots of resources. Oh, what did we just do? Oh, pay centers. Hold on. Where is it? Maybe I'm in the wrong. Oh, here it is. Oh, no. That's like a nightmare. Oh, I couldn't remember what I called my folder. Okay, so here's the box. So let me show you the box one. Can you see the boxes?
It's your files.
Okay, hold on. I thought I did it wrong. So this is the box one. Okay. So name, contact, info, text, call, and you can decide, you can put the dates there. If you left messages, you can, here, did I leave a voicemail? Did I text? Okay, guys, I don't email anybody. Nobody reads their email. Okay, so if you want to email people, fine, but I don't email anybody. Okay, and I don't do a lot on Facebook because I don't do a ton on Facebook, but you can do Facebook if you want. And then, so say you put your friends and family. So if you want to start, when you start calling them, you're going to move them from your prospect list over to this, right? You're going to move your contact here, and then the notes are here. So I like to do a whole sheet, at least 1, 2, 3, 4 sheets at a time, so that it makes it easy for my time management. And then I have another one, y'all are going to laugh. So this is for my initial booking. And then you can decide if she's interested. What I've started doing is moving her to a new list. So I have my interested list, and it just makes my life easier. But if that doesn't work for you, then keep it all on one and do it on your notes. Okay, does that make sense? Because if I do so many people, I get all confused sometimes. So, and then what I do is I use a highlighter, and if I book them, you can color them in pink or green or whatever you want to do. But when I book them, if I'm doing this, I can highlight in different colors. So if I have to call someone back, or if they say, call me back in a month, then I have a sheet that is dated April 1st, and I put all the people on that sheet that tells me to call them in April. So that when April comes, I already have my list already there. Does that make sense? Okay. Questions, comments, how did this land for you? Is that confusing? Is it clear?
No, definitely clear. Definitely helpful.
So if we work the system and you choose to say, I'm going to make 50 contacts a week, you can do 10 contacts a day. And then day 2, have another list of 10 and do the day 1 text and the day 1 calls, and then have another list and have another text and day 1 calls, and then on day 4 go back to the day 1 list. You can do it that way, or you can say, I'm going to do 50 contacts on Monday, and then I'm going to do all the day 2 calls that didn't respond, day 2 texts that didn't respond to me on Wednesday, or you could do Thursday. I don't care what days you do them. And then you would, so for me, I'm doing it Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Okay? Because it manages my personal time better. And then the people who say that they're interested, I move them to a new sheet, and then I work them maybe on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Does that make sense? So that I am still contacting everybody, because like I have like 30 people who said they're interested in, and now I have to go back, and now they're on a new sheet and they start all over with day 1 to get them booked. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay. So that's booking and coaching. And just know, booking gets it, coaching keeps it. The more that we communicate with our hostesses back and forth, what do they want to earn? What do they want to do? The more we communicate with them, the more solid that you know that your appointment is going to book. If they don't respond back to you, then your appointment's not going to hold. So I'm going to pull up my Crickets release text. Okay, here's my release text. Y'all are going to laugh at this one. Let me see if I can find it. Okay. Hold on. Let me stop this. I don't know how I do this. Okay. Okay. So here's my release text. So say I booked her, right? And all of a sudden, crickets. Like she's not responding back to me. Nobody's filled out the Google Doc. So the day before, this is my text to her. Hey, Alyssa, it's Lisa, just checking in with you one last time. I know you're super busy and I haven't heard back from you. Will tomorrow at 10 still work for you for your beauty experience and $25 gift card? I'll be there for you, rain or shine, whether it's just you or you and friends. Would a different day or time be better? I don't want to miss out. Thanks for getting back to me. And then I send her this little cute thing. This says, let's confirm. If not confirmed by tonight, I'll assume the original date doesn't work for you. And sometimes they will text me back and go, oh my gosh, life happened and somebody got sick and I do want to do this. And then she didn't respond back to me. So then I go to her little line on my little booking, and this is what I do. I scratch it out, because then I had the last laugh and I feel better. And I'm done with her. I mean, does that make sense? Like, so what? I mean, I have enough people. I do not need to go back and go, if that's where we are. And then I've had people that have texted me a week later that said, oh my gosh, something happened. I got a pinched nerve. I did this. I'm really interested. I apologize. So if they're really interested in, they will get back with you. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So know that we're in the offering business. We are not in the begging business.
Definitely.
Okay. So I will get that to you. And so happy bookers. So just know that when we work the system and you choose to make your 50 contacts a week, out of your 50 contacts, you're going to reach probably half or a quarter, and you're going to book half, and half of those will hold. So if you just so if you reach out to 50 and you talk to 12, you'll book 6 and 3 will hold. So just learn to work the numbers. And if they're friends of you, probably half the people that you reach out to are going to get back with you. And then half of the people you talk to will book, and half of those will hold. So if you only talk to 10, reach out to 10, and only 5 respond back to you, then half of them are going to book, which is 2 or 3, and maybe none will hold. But if you reach out to 50, then you're going to have those appointments hold. Does that make sense? The numbers are the same. It's just the amount of people that you actually talk to. So when you focus on, my goal is to make my 50 contacts a week. And if you want to start with your 10, 10, 10, and then on day 4, go back to 10, and then make sure you track it, because if you don't track it, you'll be a hot mess. Okay, so booking gets it, coaching keeps it, and then we're going to coach the hostess, and we're going to coach and pre-profile the guest. Oh, and right before, the day before or the morning before, depending on what time it is, I always text everybody and says, can't wait to see you at 2, and here's the location. And I have a text that's saved that gives them the address and how to find our studio, that tells them to go through the middle of the parking lot and go to the back and all of that. And so I send that to everybody the day of, if it's an afternoon appointment, or the night before if it's a morning appointment. All right. So I would love your feedback. If that gives you confidence, if I confused you, I would love this. I would love the feedback, what you're thinking, so I know for my own development.
Well,